Hello everybody, and welcome back to VinnyAdventures. I'm Vinny, and today we're venturing on into the brand new world of Bionis for Xenoblade Chronicles. Yes guys, the time has finally come. We are just getting off the ends of Pikmin 3, and I told you guys that Pikmin 3 was a relatively small game that I knew was going to go by super quickly. Well, Xenoblade Chronicles is quite the opposite. This is possibly one of the largest, if not the largest, video games, solo single-player video games that I have ever played in my entire life. I think in my own playthrough, I clocked in over 250 hours to 100% this game, and there were still things that I did not do. That is how big this game is. Now, I'm not going to be 100%ing this game. Just like all of my other Let's Plays, I like to focus more on the story of the game rather than grinding out every single, rare monster or whatever collectible. There will be some things that I 100%, and then there will be some things that I'm just gonna be like, you know what, that's gonna take too much of my time. But, I want to let you guys know a little bit about this game. This is a Japanese RPG that was originally released for the Wii, and then re-released for the Nintendo 3DS later on. I am playing the Wii version on the Wii U console, virtual console, rather. And yeah, this game, it's a Japanese RPG, meaning role-playing game. If you guys have ever played any MMORPGs such as World of Warcraft or EverQuest 2 or Star Wars The Old Republic, all that stuff, Final Fantasy Online, this game is going to have a lot of similarities to those games. But in my opinion, this game as a standalone single-player game is so polished. It's an incredible game, and I really could sit here and gush about it for hours, but I won't. I will just go ahead and tell you guys that this first episode is going to be very exposition and cutscene heavy, as well as tutorial heavy, so even though this game might have a little bit of a slow pick-off, or take-off, or whatever you want to call it, give it a couple of episodes, things will start to heat up, and I guarantee that by episode 3 or 4, you guys are going to be so invested and hooked on this game, because the story is just crazy. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that if maybe RPGs are not your thing, or Japanese RPGs are not your thing, and you're, already getting ready to click off the video, don't. Give it a chance. I think you're really going to enjoy this one, because I was kind of in that same pool. I didn't want to give this game a chance when I first saw it. My favorite Let's Player, I'll just go ahead and give him a shout out, Chugga Conroy, played this game, and I refused to watch his Let's Play of it for months because it was not a typical Mario, Zelda, Pokemon game, and I wasn't interested in it. Well, when I finally did sit down to actually give the series a try, I binge-watched the whole thing all the way through. And it was amazing. It's an incredible game, and then I bought it for myself, and I played through, and now I'm doing it on my channel. So thank you, Chugga Conroy, for getting me introduced to the world of Xenoblade. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into this game. Look at that beautiful title screen. Alright, let's go ahead and start a new game. Now, again, this is very cutscene heavy to start off, so I'm going to try to be quiet during the cutscenes. No promises, but I will try to be quiet for the sake of you guys being able to hear everything and to be a little more immersed in the story.
Long ago, the world was nothing more than an endless sea, cloaked in a boundless sky, reaching as far as could possibly be imagined. Then two great titans came into existence. The Bionis and the Mechonis. Titans were locked in a timeless battle. Until at last, only their lifeless corpses remained. Eons have passed. Now, our world, this vast land stretching across the remains of the Bionis, is under attack from a relentless force known as the Mechon.
Retreat! Retreat! Get away from me! Retreat! No, retreat! The Mechon's unknown! No! No!
They're advancing down our weak right flank. For a bunch of soulless machines, they seem to know a thing or two. But we'll see.
Dumban, we've been given the order to retreat. We're pulling back the line to Colony 6. That's where we'll set up the last line of defense.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Any more time spent hanging around here, and we're done for.
Count me in. We gotta get out of here.
Or we can stay and fight.
What?
We may die if we take a stand here, but staying gives us the chance to change our destinies. We have the Monado. With this, the future is ours for the taking.
Stupid beast. Your body can't take any more of the Monado. I can tell by just looking at you.
Getting short-sighted in your old age, Dixon. I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm still in control.
I should have known I couldn't talk sense into a beast. Let's do this. I'm going with you. You'll need someone to drag your corpse on.
As long as you think you've still got the strength in you, old man.
Boy, you two, we've been ordered to pull back. I'm leaving.
Well, I say you're coming with us. What would we do without those?
The enemy's second wave is approaching!
It's now or never, Dunban. Let's show them what we've got. We'll give them a warm Hom's welcome.
Acknowledged.
Yeah. Huh. What are they trying to prove? I'm not throwing my life away. No point dying in some godforsaken field. Nothing for it. I'll have to use Dunban as a decoy. Yeah, that should give me time to escape.
Alright, so, we got a little bit of exposition there. We have these three characters, Dunban, Dixon, and Mumkar. And this is going to be the introduction to the combat system. Now, this is very basic. It shows you that's your player character, and that's a monster, and we can target a monster with R. Now, the combat system in Xenoblade Chronicles is pretty complicated, especially if you've never played any sort of RPG. But don't worry, I'm going to kind of go through the basics. I'm not going to go through in excruciating detail because it would take forever, honestly, and just wouldn't be very entertaining to watch. But as you can see, we can target onto this Mechon M72. This is going to open up our battle palette. This big red button in the middle is our fight icon. We press that to basically begin a battle against an enemy. So, now that I'm targeted onto him, I want to go over and press that fight button. Approach target to auto attack. In this game, your characters have what is called an auto attack. That is basically just saying that automatically your character will swing their weapon at a specific rate of attack, and in Xenoblade Chronicles, what this will actually do is fill up that little circle in the middle. Now, you can kind of see it, you know, within the green. The white is kind of filling up the gray. Oh, well, I would be if I was actually in range to auto-attack. Now that we have filled it up, we can select one of our arts to use. In this case, Dunban has 2 arts that he can use once his gauge is filled up, the Monado Enchant and the Monado Buster. The Monado Enchant will power up your party members. Your party members cannot attack Mechon regularly. They will only do 1 damage with their attacks. However, Dunban and his Monado can attack at full attack, and in addition to that, you can use the Monado Enchant, which will then allow all of your party members for, I believe, a 30-second period of time to be able to attack Mechon at full damage values. Your other ability, the Monado Buster, just simply deals major damage to an enemy in front of you. Basically, the idea here is you want to fill up your gauge, use Monado Enchant to get all your party members all powered up, and then the next time your gauge fills up, as long as Monado Enchant has not run out, then you use Monado Buster. So I will kind of show that here. I'm going to go ahead and use Enchant. It's going to swirl this like purple smoke around us, and that kind of lets you know that all of our party members are doing their full damage. We also have Monado Buster, so if I go ahead and use this, bam! It actually attacks, it says to an enemy, but Monado Buster is actually what I call a cleave or an AoE attack, an area of effect, meaning it actually will deal damage to all enemies in front of us, and not just the one that we're attacking. Let's go ahead and use another Monado Enchant, and get some more auto attacks going. Come on, come on. Alright, Monado Buster, this should take care of the remaining 2 enemies. And it did. It does an absolute metric fuck ton of damage, guys. It really does. It is so much damage. But now that we've defeated those lesser enemies, we are going to have what is called a unique enemy appear. You can tell that this enemy is unique by the border around its little, I don't know, its nameplate there. This is the Mechon M82, and it is stronger than your average enemy. Let's go ahead and build up our talent gauge, or our art gauge, in order to use Monado Enchant. And it looks like Monado Enchant also only uses 50% of our gauge, which is pretty good. Monado Buster, however, on the other hand, uses the entire gauge, but even though that guy is unique and has more health and hits a little bit harder, he was not that difficult to deal with.
You gotta be kidding!
It's their main force. Looks like the Mechon are hell-bent on taking us out.
They'll have to be if they want to beat us. Now, let's even the odds a bit.
You heard him.
Dixon, Munka, let's do this. Ah!
Dunban! I ain't going down that easily.
Dunban, you alright? What does it look like? I'm still good to go.
Guess even a hero's gotta reach his limit eventually.
Munka, what are you doing? That way is...
Sorry, brothers. Hate to drop this on you, but it's the Monado they're after. So have fun keeping them occupied for me. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Munka, you dirty...
Now, don't worry. I'll organize your funerals. Well, see you, boys.
Wait!
Huh? If this is a joke, it ain't funny. Looks like this is it. At least we know our luck can't get any worse from here. Dunban?
Dixon, take care of the survivors.
Dunban, what are you playing at?
Those idiots. I'll just come and get the Monado when everything's quieted down a bit. That thing's gonna be mine! Oh no, please! No!
Vile Mechon. If you think the Homs, the people of Bionis, are just waiting here for you to pick us off, you are sorely mistaken.
How about that for an opening cinematic?
A Mechon M71? I bet I can use its optical system to align one of the anti-air batteries. Oh, no good. It's broken. The joint section. It's buckled. It's completely useless. Ugh. Huh? An M69! Its armor would be perfect for making a shield. If I can just get it off, I should be able to... Shulk! Ryan! It's not a Mechon. It's just a Crabble. It was using the Mechon armor as a shell.
I'll lure it away and topple it. When it's down, use your arts to finish it off.
Alright, so in a bit of a brighter setting, we have two new characters, Shulk and Rhine. This is going to introduce a little bit different of gameplay now that we've got these two different characters. Now this is just showing us when your HP, falls to 0, you're incapacitated, you're dead, you're kaput, you're out of here. You can select your arts with the D-pad, of course, and you'll notice immediately that we don't have them in auto, so we have a completely new set of arts as Shulk. Shulk has an ability called Backslash that deals damage. Now, Backslash will actually deal bonus damage if you are behind an enemy. Shulk also has an ability called Light Heal, which does exactly what it says it does. You can select the art, and then select a party member, and it will heal that party member. So let's go ahead and get behind this Crabble while Ryan has its attention, and there we go, we did some extra damage to it. You cannot use the same art repeatedly. This is basically just introducing the concept of cooldowns. When you use an ability, it will go on cooldown for a bit. In this case, Backslash kind of turns gray, the icon, and it will slowly refill as the cooldown completes. Once the cooldown is completed, you can use the ability again. Pretty basic if you guys have played MMOs before. Let's go ahead and use Light Heal on Shulk, because we have taken a little bit of damage. Shulk's talent art is completely different. We no longer have Monado Enchant or Monado Buster, because we are not using the Monado. Shulk's talent art, in this case, is Turn Strike, an attack that inflicts break. You see there that we kind of applied this little pink debuff onto the enemy nameplate in the top right-hand corner. That is called Break. When you apply Break to an enemy, it lowers its defenses, allowing another ability to inflict what is called Topple, which knocks an enemy down and incapacitates it for a short period of time, as well as increasing the damage that that enemy takes from your critical strikes. Now, once they are inflicted with Topple, you can actually inflict a third status called Daze. Now this is all very convoluted and complicated. It's honestly not quite as complicated as it sounds once you've played the game and you've had a ton of time. You get to know, you get to know the combat system. It actually makes perfect sense to me, but I can understand that you guys are probably a little, maybe lost in just everything that's going on with this game if you have no experience with Xenoblade and maybe even no experience with RPGs in general. But don't worry, everything will make sense to you toward just as we go along. The enemy did drop a treasure chest. This is a regular wooden treasure chest that had an iron crabble shell and small shell in it. We're going to take those items. Those are basically just items that we can sell to a vendor in town later on for some gold. In this case, a green barrier is stopping us from escaping. This doesn't happen very often in Xenoblade, but when it does, the way that you make the green barrier disappear is by defeating all of the enemies in this area. In this case, we have a common caterpillar that has appeared. Now, normally I could start this fight by just simply pressing the attack button, but I want to show you guys that you can actually start fights with any of your battle palette buttons. So in this case, I can actually get behind this enemy and backslash it before it even starts attacking us. So watch this. Bam! You see we did 216 damage. That means that we did the bonus damage with backslash there. This is explaining aggro. Aggro is basically the aggression that a monster has toward one of your party members. The more aggression that monster has toward a certain party member, the more likely it is to focus its attacks on that party member. In this case, Ryan is the party member that you want to have all of your enemies' attacks focused to. He has the most health, he's the sturdiest, and he has abilities that will help draw aggro more easily. This allows you to take your other party members, such as Shulk, and actually get behind enemies because they're not going to be attacking you or facing you, and use attacks such as backslash, which is pretty interesting. It adds a lot of depth to the combat system, and I really enjoy it. Shulk's backslash deals more damage if he attacks from behind. This is called a bonus effect. So lots of bonus effects are in the game. But he's going to use Hammer Beat, which is going to grab the attention of this enemy, and we're basically just going to continue to not backslash, but just attack from behind. I'm not even going to waste my talent art there because the enemy was almost dead anyway.
Thanks, Ryan. That was a close one.
Man, what were you doing wandering off by yourself? Stay where I can keep an eye on you. It's pretty dangerous outside of the colony. There are all kinds of monsters.
Yeah, but thanks to you, we got its shell. Everyone in the colony's gonna be really happy.
I'm more worried about you than the shell. Oh, whatever. Knowing what you're like, at least you'll make a decent weapon out of it. This scrap driver's excellent.
I just learned by watching Dixon make weapons.
Of course, Dunban's weapon still beats them all.
The Monado. I hope I can figure out the secret of his power one day.
You will, Shulk. Anyway, we better get back to the colony. If I'm late for drills again, old Squaretash is gonna kill me.
Squaretash? Oh, the Defense Force Colonel. He's pretty scary.
Tell me about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean for you to come all the way out here during your break.
Don't worry about it. Let's get back.
Alright, so we now have full control over Shulk and Ryan again. This is showing us that if we want to advance the story, we can follow that orange marker up top. That actually will show you the amount of yards, I think it's yards or meters, I can't remember, but the distance that you are away from said story marker, I guess. I kind of had a loss for words there. We can move our camera. This is all pretty basic to video gaming. We can save our progress. We can review tutorials at any time, which is actually really nice. If you missed a tutorial or you just need to simply see one again, that's where you go. This is going to show us tutorials are going to pop up on the side of the screen. You can press plus to check them. But what I want to actually go ahead and do really quick is I want to go ahead and change some settings. Because they will just be nice to have as we adventure on, so I'll meet you guys back in just a second. Okay guys, I have fixed up all my settings. Let's go ahead and open this treasure chest. We got a caterpillar syrup and broken antenna, some more vendor trash. I call it vendor trash because if you guys don't know, I actually am a pretty big World of Warcraft player. I was in a hardcore guild for years and years and years, and ranked pretty high on my Mistweaver monk. Back in Siege of Orgrimmar, for any of you who did play World of Warcraft, I actually was ranked as the #1 10-man fist-weaving monk, which is basically just saying a healer doing DPS, and even though that's not the most impressive thing, it is pretty cool that I did get a rank 1. So I have a lot of experience playing MMOs, is basically what I'm saying, and there may be times when I use terminology that you guys are unfamiliar with, and I apologize in advance. It's just a hard habit to break for me. But I will try to explain terminology if I say it for the first time. This blue orb that we just collected is a collectible. When you collect collectibles, you can attach one of them to what is called a Collectopedia. When you fill rows or collect all the items in a Collectopedia, you actually will receive special rewards. So that is a really, really cool thing that we can now do. And in fact, I'm going to show that really quick. Where are you, Collectopedia? Right here. So in this case, we collected a dance apple, which means we can put that right there, and that gives us 5% completion on the Colony 9 Collectopedia page. So I will be trying to fill up the Collectopedia page as much as I can. I'll probably 100% the Collectopedia. It's not too difficult to 100%. Well, I say that, but there are certain pages that are. Got a cool potato there. A lot of these items that you can pick up actually have really hilarious names. Plate, snow. I mean, that one's not so hilarious, but I do like cool potato. It's just like so much better than the uncool potato. But yeah, basically now all I'm doing is I'm heading toward my objective. We got sweet wasabi there. These items, in addition to being able to fill up your Collectopedia with them, they are going to be used to complete quests, and you can sell them to shop vendors to make some gold, and they're just super useful. I will be trying to pick up as many of them as I can possibly find along my journey. But guys, welcome to Colony 9, the first major town of the game. And listen to this music, it's so peaceful. This game's soundtrack is amazing. Possibly one of my favorite soundtracks.
I better stop in at HQ. You off to the weapon development lab?
Yeah, when I've sold any parts I can't use.
Alright, see you later.
Alright, so Ryan is actually going to leave us for a little while. This is going to make it so that Shulk is the only one in the party, which is basically what this window is explaining. This is telling us about shops. If you see a shopkeeper with that, well, if you see someone with that icon above their head, that means that they are a shopkeeper. You can make money by defeating monsters and selling your loot to a shop. Pretty basic. The really cool thing about the game is, depending on how big the little money bag icon is on the icon, it will sell for more gold, which is a really, like, this game is super, like, the quality of life that they have put into this game is just really thoughtful. Things that they really didn't need to do, they did, and it makes the game that much more enjoyable to play. This is telling us about quests. Much like in any RPG or MMORPG, there are quests. I will not be doing every single quest in the game. I will probably pick up every quest that I see, but I will not necessarily do them all. And if I do a lot of them, I may not even necessarily show all of them, because quests in this game, they can be pretty grindy. And what I mean by that is, some of them are literally just go kill 10 of this monster, or go collect 5 of this thing, or go kill this one really difficult to defeat monster, and they can just get a little bit repetitive, so I haven't really decided how I'm going to tackle that. I kind of will just play it by ear, but if I feel like we're over-leveled, or it's just starting to get monotonous, I will not show every single quest. But I will go ahead and show the shop here really quickly. You can see that we have the ability to buy items. You can actually go through and you can get helms and chests and gloves and legs and boots, and in this case, what is called, if I can actually, there we go, an intermediate art book. This is for Ryan's ability Bone Upper, and this is already getting into the very, very complex combat system of Xenoblade Chronicles, your character's abilities can actually be leveled up. And then when you level them up, they will do more damage. They're just better overall, and they sometimes have shorter cooldowns. In fact, I think every single ability gets a shorter cooldown and does more damage, and sometimes does more of a special effect. You know, maybe it topples for a little bit longer, or it dazes for a little bit longer, whatever. But we have plenty of time to get into all that, and honestly, we have 3,000 gold, so I could buy some of this stuff. But I don't know if I'm too worried about it, and honestly, we will probably get a lot from our quests, and if I do buy a lot of gear, don't be mad if I kind of, like, off-screen buy it, because again, I don't know, if I feel that it's important, or I feel that, you know, we maybe haven't done a whole lot of questing in a while, I'll show what people have to say. Like, for example, I'll show this. This is Sonia. My good-for-nothing son broke something very dear to me. It was all I had left to remember my husband by, and now it's gone. He passed away a mere year ago. Oh, he's such a spoilt little boy. So now that we have met Sonia, we have actually opened what is called the Affinity Chart. The Affinity Chart is a reputation system of sorts. When you meet characters in Xenoblade, you will have reputation toward them. They will like you or not like you, or they will really like you, and as you do quests for people, you will start gaining affinity toward the area that that NPC quest is found in. In this case, it's Colony 9, and you can see over there are 5 stars over by that Colony 9 icon. If we get more stars, we can unlock more quests to do and more rewards to get, and that's kind of the reputation system in Xenoblade Chronicles. Again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to complete in this game, probably quite a bit, but you may not necessarily see all of it. I just don't want it to get too monotonous or repetitive, guys. This guy right here is just a plain old Colony 9 resident. Non-named NPCs will give you quests, but again, they're going to be quests like this. Collect 2 rabbit geodes, which is not necessarily a huge story-driven quest, but it will give you some experience and some money upon completing it. So I am basically, at this moment, I'm going to go around and I'm going to collect all of the quests in the immediate area, and I will meet you guys when I am ready to continue on with the story portion of the game. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to show this real quick. This is kind of a story quest, I suppose. This is Marcia. Dearie me, my grandsons are having quite the altercation, and now to get the upper hand, they are both in training. That doesn't sound good. Have you ever heard of anything so ridiculous? I certainly haven't. I do hope the younger of the two wins, though. Wow, favoritism much? He is my flesh and blood, after all. That's why I'd like someone to take him biscuits I've made. It might encourage him to train harder. Alright, so we have a quest called Biscuits for a Grandson. Marcia. Take Marcia's biscuits to her grandson, Jarok. Jarok is in the residential district, training to win a fight with his older brother. The objective there, as you can see in that checkbox, is take Marcia's biscuits to Jarok. If we complete this quest, we will get 800 gold, 30 experience, and a pair of swimming sandals. So I definitely want to take this quest. I'm most grateful. My legs aren't what they used to be, you see. Even getting to the residential district is awkward. I'll make you some biscuits. No problem, leave it to me. Make sure my grandson gets those biscuits, all of them preferably. Aw man, so we can't eat any along the way? Alright, we'll take all of Marcia's biscuits. Alright, so yeah, we have a quest to do. I don't know if I'm going to do that immediately, but we will definitely be taking care of that in the future. But I will meet you guys back here as soon as I pick up all the remaining non-named NPC quests in the area. Okay guys, I have picked up all the quests that I can find in the area, but I actually want to show something off. When I walked over here, this is the Gem Man's stall. You can see this is called a landmark. What this does is it is basically a fast travel system. Any place that you have been in Xenoblade Chronicles, such as the Mechon Wreckage Site, for example, you can actually fast travel there. And we just got an achievement called Skip It, which was for fast traveling somewhere. That gave us 10 XP. Upon exploring and uncovering new areas of the map, as well as completing achievements in this game, you actually get additional experience, which is really cool. The game kind of rewards you for exploration and doing things that are maybe not on the beaten path, which I really enjoy. Even though this game is fairly linear, it still does have a bit of open just kind of open, what am I trying to say? I don't know, like open world feel to it. It feels like it can go off in any direction. And speaking of which, do you guys see how large this area is that we're in right now? Do you see that? Well, if you can see it in Xenoblade Chronicles, and I kid you not, if you can see it, you can probably go there. This is not all just for being rendered as pretty. Those, you know, like those trees over there, that little beach that you see off in the distance, I can actually travel there if I want to. I can walk that far. And furthermore, do you see up there? That is not a moon or a planet in the sky. That is actually, and I guess you guys have probably figured it out by now, we are on the body of a giant titan called the Bionis. That is actually a piece of the Bionis, and yes, we can eventually go there. This game is huge. And when I say huge, guys, I really mean this game is absolutely giant. It is a giant, giant, giant game, and I love it with all of my heart. There's just so much to do. Now we have discovered the landmark of the fortress entrance, and this is going to kind of explain landmarks to us, which I have already done. So let's make our way in, and on our mini-map you saw a little flag mark there. That means that this is where our checkpoint is.
You idiots! What the hell are you playing at?
Uh-oh. The Colonel's gonna explode.
Crashing the mobile artillery into a house. How long have you been in the Force?
Sorry, sir. It's just that we were trying to go as fast as we could, like you ordered.
But it's impossible to get back to the military district in only 40 seconds.
I don't want any excuses. Champions don't whine. They win.
Yes, sir.
You're a disgrace to the uniform! Are you forgetting the shame you brought on this force during joint maneuvers with Colony 6? Stick your back into it, maggots! Move it!
Yes, sir.
Get the artillery back to the military district, double time! Then I want 1,000,000 press-ups from both of you, and you better not stop until your biceps explode!
Colonel, we can't move the artillery.
What? You better give a damn good reason why.
Sir, the impact of the crash damaged the ether conduction cable. The ether fuel proceeded to leak out, and now the cylinder is empty.
Well, change the cylinder then! Can't you even do something as simple as that?
The auxiliary cylinders have all been used up. It'll be 3 days until more come in, sir.
I told you to keep a stock of fuel in reserve!
Sorry, sir.
You're nothing but slackers!
Same old Colonel. At this rate, the men will all be dead before they see any action.
Oh, Colonel Vanguard, you are an angry little man, aren't you? Alright, so we got a little bit of comedy in this game. This game has it all, guys. It's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got just everything in between. This is some more non-named NPC, and by NPC I mean non-playable character. I keep forgetting that these you know, bits of terminology that I'm throwing out may they may be common to me, but some of you have maybe never heard that word in your entire life. NPC means non-playable character, so I'm going to be using that term probably a lot in this game. But yeah, I just want to pick up some more of these quests. Oh my gosh, you have more! A lot of the NPCs will have multiple quests to pick up, like usually in groups of 3. But sometimes less and sometimes more. Now, who's over here? Ah, you can actually see there's Ryan over there doing push-ups with the rest of the soldiers. He seems to be doing... He's actually doing his push-ups about twice as fast as everybody else. You go, Ryan! I love Ryan, by the way, guys. Like, I like Ryan a lot. You'll see, he's just a super likable character. Let's talk to Jan. Just take a look around. All I see is weak spots. Look at that washout over there cutting corners, just like always. When you meet a new character, it will actually add to our affinity chart. Now, I've already kind of showed... Well, I've showed the that the affinity chart exists, but I haven't really showed it in detail. As we meet new characters, they will be stored in the affinity chart of whatever area they are a part of. In this case, it's Jan. His personality, retired soldier. It tells you the time that he is active during the day, so he's active from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. He is a male. His race is a Homs, which Homs is basically human in the Xenoblade universe. He is 66 years old, and his location is Colony 6. So that affinity chart is actually super useful to have. I see a quest. Aha! Here we go. I'm just gonna pick up these. There shouldn't be too many of them, so I don't think I need to skip ahead necessarily. Okay, yeah, that's all that she had. Who are you, Raoul? Have you met our sorry excuse for a captain yet? I find it difficult to believe we are of equal rank. Okay, well, Raoul is a little bit arrogant and also a little bit angry, and that's fine. Emmy Leader. I mean, he's older than me. Why is he always slacking off? Okay, apparently everyone around here is pretty angry at somebody. But I don't think are there... Now, you'll notice the blue dots on my minimap are the named NPCs, so that's another quality of life thing that's just super helpful. This game is really nice about just... I don't know, it's very nice to you. Like, it does... There are a lot of features in this game that a lot of MMORPGs don't even think about having, and that's part of why I love Xenoblade. There's just it's just such a polished game. They thought of everything, or they thought of almost everything. This game is not perfect. I will have gripes about it, which you will see in due time, but we have plenty of time to get into all that. We just discovered the Weapon Development Lab. This guy has a quest for us. This is, well, okay, you can't see him. Me run out of materials for my research, but too busy to get more. Friends maybe go get for me? There aren't enough materials to proceed with the research. Alright, so this guy wants us to get 2 small shells. Friend will really go? Thank you. Crabble's always dropping small shells. Alright, so we have actually discovered... that's not really what I wanted to show. I wanted to show... where are you? Oh, no, not party. Is it this? Ah, yes. In the affinity chart, I actually want to show this guy because... Come on. Where is it? Colony 9. How do I zoom out? Zoom out. Where? Wait a minute. What? Wait, oh, is that not a named NPC? Oh no, that is not a named NPC. Okay, well that is a different race of creature, and we will be introduced to them pretty, like, soon. So I won't go over that quite yet.
All right, Shulk. How are you?
Dixon! When did you get back to Colony 9?
Just now. I see you've been busy. Looks like your Monado research has been going well. I made the right choice leaving you in charge.
Your research notes really helped.
So, you can activate it now then?
Well, anyone can activate it. The problem is controlling it.
Yeah, for everyone except him.
Yes. If anyone other than Dunban were able to control the Monado, we could surpass any military force in the world.
You think so? What are these hidden functions you mention?
It's still only conjecture, but it's starting to look like the Monado might be something far more significant than just a weapon for defeating Mechon.
I see. And the evidence to support your theory?
It's the symbol that appears in the center when it's activated. What I know is, the central piece is made from multi-layered glass. The symbol appears on the top layer, and each layer is constructed differently.
So it's possible that other symbols could appear on different layers.
Which means?
The Monado might conceal even more power. Am I right?
If we could just unlock the Monado's power.
Dunban! Dunban!
Prioritize the most severely injured! Come on, get a move on!
Dunban!
Don't look like that. I haven't come yet. Shulk. was the Monado. It was controlling me. Even so, it saved us. Saved our future. Next, it will be up to you.
Dunban.
Well, I better get the supplies delivered to the defense force. I'll drop round the HQ and see how they're getting on.
Okay then. I'll see you later.
Shulk, you're spending too much time in the lab. Either that or rummaging for junk in the scrapyard. It ain't healthy for a kid your age. That's why you're always looking so pasty. You should get out and get some fresh air once in a while. All right, I'm off.
Dunban, are you awake yet?
Is it time to eat already? You didn't have to bring it yourself. You could have just called me.
Don't be silly. Do you want me to feed you?
Don't treat me like an invalid. I'm better than I was a year ago.
Much better. I really thought I lost you back then.
Yes, but now I'm almost well enough to handle the Monado again.
Dunban, don't say that. The Meccan have gone now. Oh, why would you say that?
I just mean I'm prepared. Sorry.
Okay. More importantly, eat up before it gets cold. I made something really special today.
Don't feel like you need to stay here then, Fiora. Go and make your next delivery.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure you'd like Shulk to try some while it's still hot.
That's okay. Shulk has no sense of taste. He'll say it's delicious even if it's stone cold.
In which case, today he would actually mean it.
Maybe.
I'm fine, Fiora. Off you go.
Okay. Dunban, thanks.
I'm not finished yet. I have to be prepared to use the Monado again.
Alright, so we are now in control of a completely new character. This is Fiora. Shulk and Ryan are not even in our party anymore, which I guess isn't really too strange considering we were controlling Dunban and the other two at the very beginning of the game. We're just kind of hopping around, and this won't be the case for much longer in the game. Eventually our party will solidify a little bit more, but for now we are controlling Fiora, and we have a new story quest, delivering food. Fiora has made something special for Shulk. Take it to him before it gets cold. Find Shulk and give him food. So this is an example of a story quest. Story quests must be completed. You cannot continue on in the game unless the story is moved forward. So naturally, story quests have to be completed. It will show it in your quest log that it is a story quest, and yeah, that's pretty much all there really is to say about that. But guys, I think that yes, we discovered Dunban's house. That's all very fine and well. But I think that is going to be it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, remember to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay updated. And I will see you guys next time for more Xenoblade Chronicles. See you later.